Hey, well, welcome, guys. We've got Team Zeropoints, Agonist and Colek, up against Team B Squared, Bonny and Basti. The Germans against the Czechs. This should be an exciting game. We've got two nice defensive spells with the Dark Ritual and the Sorcerer, and then a very aggressive eco spell with the Embargo. What do you guys think?
Well, whoever has the sorcerer role has a huge advantage.
Of course, yeah.
Oh, Bonny, that is such a sorcerer role. Holy crap.
Bonny has your ideal role here, right? He's got the mask, flowers, and sorcerer. So if he can pull this off,
And Aqua.
oh
and
man,
Ranger.
yeah, he's just unstoppable. He even has a banana bunk to tank for all of it as well.
Yeah, but also Agonist has the Butcher Nightmare with a banana as a fortified tank, and there's also Dark Ritual to help him on his week 11 wave.
Yep. And I mean, all of the roles here are great. Look at this. So Colek has steeds and gates. Basti going for an aggressive role, so no tier 6 units in there.
He didn't pick Atom, so that's already a big mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needed something fortified though, with this role.
So Bonny went for the king up, as he should, with his insane role.
His role is just disgusting, right? Like, this is not fair. He's got the perfect role with the perfect spell. Agonist and Colek need to take an early lead here if they want to win the game, because late game, Bonny's going to be unstoppable.
Yeah.
Though Colek has got the 20 cent.
Yeah.
But Colek can go 6 workers now if he feels greedy. After they...
yeah, but...
He stays on 5. He stays on 5, which I think is the right play, because if Bonny sends him a snail here, he'd be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. Actually, you can do pretty good with 1 bone. With 2 bones you can hold the snail, but with 1 bone you can do pretty good.
Yeah, but he rerolled once into the snail, so he couldn't even have got worker and 1 bone. So, no way.
Now, I know, Julian, you've been trying to teach Bonny how to play this mask and flower role when you've been duoing together. Let us know how it goes.
Well, I mean, he's on 5 workers, which is good. Now, next wave, he just needs to add a false maiden. So upgrade one of his masks. And then, if he's still... I mean, he's getting a sense, so he can just push 7 workers and just face roll. But else he can just add a honeyflower, second honeyflower for 4 to be safe, Hellraiser for 5 to be safe, and then you have the Tantrum Mask for 6, so you don't die to a mole send there. So...
yeah, and he's going to absolutely love this income send here. It's nothing but food for him. He's even up in the False Maiden, so he has no chance of leaking here.
And the problem is that, like, Butcher Nightmare is a great role for early game, but not to starve someone.
Yeah, Butcher Nightmare is a game that you want to snowball with, so you want to be sending income, you want to be having high workers, you want to be pushing the game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and the thing with the AoE...
Go on, Magic.
The thing with the AoE rolls that we discussed earlier too is they're pretty dependent on how your opponent is gonna play against you, not so much how you're gonna play it. And having the Nightmare send into him so much income is gonna boost his game really much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks like a pretty decent leak over on Colek actually with the Brute here, but everybody else is holding.
Yeah.
We've got an epic battle here between an Infiltrator and a Fiend, and it looks like the Fiend is winning, but only just.
Oh, the Fiend wins.
So Fiend there with 4% HP.
Battles.
Yeah. And Basti's fine with that. Like he would have liked an extra 18 gold, but it's not the end of the world.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Bonny already with 7 workers. Yeah, this is a long wave, and you love long waves when you have 7 workers.
Yeah, but it's also scary with an AoE build, because if you leak everything. So
Yeah, of course, yeah. But he's pretty safe here, right? He just needs to make sure he gets a second flower for wave 5.
yeah, but I'm not sure he's getting the second flower. I think he's gonna go for the Hellraiser. Especially with the Ranger, I think he should just go for the Hellraiser.
Hellraiser on 5. It won't be Tantrum, will it?
No, but he's getting Ascend on 6. There's no way that Agonist is sending on 5.
He has
not
the
in
Nightmare.
Ranger.
I don't know. He could go in some income send on 5 and a
True.
good reason on 6.
Yeah, but still. I think Bonny is gonna go for the Hellraiser. And I think he's fine with it.
Will the Hellraiser hold double turtle? If he
Yeah,
got a send?
Yeah.
He is going
He
for the
went for
second
the second flower.
Oh no, Bonny! I told you to Hellraiser for 5. Ah.
He might be changing his mind. No, he's just repositioning. He is going with the flower.
No, Bonny,
the
don't
send-
do this to me.
The income
Oh,
sends
and
do
this is
come
gonna
out from
hurt
Bonny
on
and
6.
Basti.
Oh no. I mean, I understand. I mean, Basti is an absolute boss on 6, so there's no way they take king damage there, even if Bonny leaks everything. But it still hurts.
Well, Bonny will get the red mask on 6, right? So he's not going to be terrible. It won't have Tantrum.
Yeah, he will leak everything. He will not kill any Rocco.
Do you think they might go for a 7 send together? Because Basti
might.
looks pretty bad there.
Ooh, this is really bad for Colek.
Oh, that's a huge leak. What happened there?
Shit.
Shit build.
So he got the 100 send. Yeah, he just has no damage, right? He should be fairly tanky
Yeah,
with the
and-
Buckler and the Bone Crusher, but he just has no damage on 5.
Yeah, but the Crusher tanked way too much and died. So, yeah, I don't know. And now you have to go 6. I mean,
I think they're
like
gonna
going
go for the
7
7
against Bonny though. Like,
Yeah.
He just holds. He holds
that's
200 on 7, no problem.
Yeah, the red mask is insane there. And he even has the False Maiden to go with it. So he can have 2 Hellraisers on 7 if he needs it.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, Basti's going to leak 7. Like, there's no avoiding that.
Everything.
But Bonny's going to be a god there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I would go with the split send. Send on Bonny 6 and 7 for Basti.
Especially against the double flower. If he has the Hellraiser for 5, you can even make an argument for going 7. But like, this is gonna have Tantrum. This is
Yeah.
I think there's a pretty good chance that that Bonny can leak Colek again on 7 as well.
Yep.
So Agonist should be strong because he'll have 2 Nightmares with lifesteal. He should be fine. But Colek can leak 7.
yeah.
I think only an Ogre might go through on Bonny, but nothing else.
Oh, he's sending Mimic. Why a Mimic? Why Mimic into Bonny?
I don't know, dude. I can't answer that. I guess it will rip through the masks as soon as it reaches them.
Yeah.
But it has to
Yeah.
chew through the flowers first. And he even has the Rogue Wave now. So his DPS is insane here.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch Bonny and Basti's lanes because this is where the real sends are. Yeah, that is just absolutely shredding the wave.
Yeah.
I guess he leaks the Mimic, but only the
Yeah,
Mimic.
he does. Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
And the Mimic is low HP as well. So it's not even a big king damage.
Yeah. A decent leak on Basti though, so that's something,
Yeah, he
right?
did
They are
clear
going to
the
get
Mimic,
king
though.
damage.
Yeah.
This is still going to be
But that's
20
not
or
enough.
30% king damage, but like you say, they needed more.
I mean, they saved how long? What? 4 waves? 3 waves? And then they get, what, 25% king damage? Against an AoE roll that is going to snowball like crazy now? That's just not
Yeah.
worth it.
And your next send should be 10, right? But he already has the
Yep.
Ranger showing. Although Basti is really weak on 10. I could see wave 10 doing some work.
Yeah. They could go 10 because Bonny is gonna have to get his room on 9 to cover. So he won't be able to invest too much in Rangers before 10.
Yeah.
The death cap, you mean? But, yeah.
The Death Cup, yeah, the upgraded shroom. Flower, whatever it is.
Yeah. Flower, shroom, all the same. All
Bonny-
Grove Legion.
Already with 12 workers. Like, that's a big lead.
Yeah, that's big.
And they might even go 10. No, they just go here. Okay. I was about to say they might go 10 to sort of have less pressure on themselves, but I guess Bonny needed to send for the death cap, so he had to send him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
And Colek's not bad on 9. I mean, sure, he's got the waves,
No.
but he also has a Crusher and he has a Royal Guard. He's not bad here.
God damn it, Bonny! Why didn't you send the second snail in income? Oh, you have to steal the mask. Come on, I taught you better than this.
That's just a rookie mistake.
Yeah. I guess he wants the triple brood, and is he getting it? I think he's just barely getting it, right?
And Agonist and Colek, they are deciding to go for a wave 10 send. They might even be forced into 11 after this send, because I assume they will leak here.
Yeah,
Why do you
and-
not?
The leaks here are gonna be important because with big leaks, Basti can get his Starcaller out, but if they don't leak, he's gonna be in trouble.
Yeah. And actually, I think Agonist is going to be absolutely fine, because he's got this Doppelganger out already.
Yeah. I don't know about fine, but he's not gonna leak big.
He's fine, he
Oh,
holds
this
this.
guy's leaking big.
Yeah. So a decent sized leak coming out on Colek, but a big hole from Agonist puts them in a good position. Now Agonist won't hold too much in the mid, I don't think. Maybe he will, because his Doppel has so many stacks, it's already dealing double damage.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a full clear, I think.
And is Basti getting his Starcaller? That's pretty... That's the key here.
He doesn't have
Doesn't.
enough.
Oh, he doesn't.
He might have to sell for it. But
Because
if
with
he
the Pegasus, the steeds, the Starcaller would deal huge damage.
Yeah. He goes for the Alpha Male instead. So a bit of a tank line instead. Not a bad choice.
I wouldn't do it, but
I don't
you
like the
want Berserker?
Zerker.
Yeah, me
I
either.
don't mind the Berserker.
it's gonna die.
actually.
It's gonna die fast.
Well, it's going to tank. Both of the flowers will tank first, so it'll get some pretty good
Yeah.
stacks up before it dies. And with the Rogue Wave as well.
Yeah, but there's also the Sense though, so it's not gonna attack the king right away.
Yeah, true.
So not too much damage there.
I would have committed
Yeah.
for Rangers and Daphnes.
Yeah, me too.
But it's
See,
also
now-
a tank as well on 10, so you have to bear in mind it's still 2000 Swift HP that gives his Daphne more time to do damage.
Yeah, true, but still, I like more Daphnes more, just from experience.
And I mean, Colek is leaking the boss on pretty much the same HP as Bonny to a snail, where Bonny got 260 Mythiums then. So I think we
Yep.
can work out which team is ahead at this point.
Yeah, and for Basti can easily take Dark Ritual now, so... Oh, maybe he
Yeah.
wants Sorcerer with his Violets, I'm not sure.
Okay, good king damage though, so it's not over just yet. Each team did just go down to 35%. The problem is, Bonny and Basti now both have Sorcerer, so if you thought their builds were strong before
Yeah.
Wave 10, they've just been injected with steroids. They're going to go absolutely crazy after this point.
Yeah. And double Dark Ritual for Agonist and Colek because they don't have any Sorcerer, so this is also sort of hurting them. A full Sorcerer circle with like good units is, I guess, like 200, 250, 300 extra value depending on wave.
Yeah, for sure.
So
It really is. I wouldn't have minded them going embargo, to be honest. and going
Yeah,
for
I could see embargo too, actually.
and go for a really big send on wave 14 with embargo.
Yeah, I would go for it too.
So Bonny didn't
I mean-
protect his Hellraisers here, so his Raging Hellraiser died fast. He might have actually been punished if there was a resend because of that.
True.
He tried, he just failed. There is one master in the front, but it didn't do enough.
Yeah,
I
I
see,
really
yeah.
think they should have went for the embargo.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not in danger 11 or 12 anymore. Agonist has his doppel with Butcher. I don't know.
Yeah, the Fiend is questionable. What are you saving for? He needed it, right? He needed it for the second doppel.
Yeah, but you don't even need a second double here. I mean, what are you afraid of? 200 cents?
Why is he bunking here on Bonny? Is he... Okay, well, I guess Basti is covering 13, but... Why don't you just prepare for 13? There's no way you leak with the sorcerer.
Did Basti still sold the steed too? I think he had to.
Yeah, he
Maybe.
did. He sold it for the Starcaller. Okay, so Sen's coming out now from Bonny and Basti on wave 13. I don't know about this. I think Agonist is very strong on 13. And Colek's not bad. He has the gate.
Well, the problem is... I guess they think they need the income to hold 13 comfortably. And 14... I mean, Agonist is super strong on 13 and 14. So, I guess that's where they are coming from.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But Bonny and Basti are not leaking wave 13. Not to a 300 send. They're too good here. They should know that their send is coming on 14.
Yeah, and Bonny is building full for 13 with adding more death caps instead of a Hellraiser.
Yeah, I would have liked these Sorcerer masks to be Hellraisers here instead.
And the thing is, after this end, they might even consider going 15 next.
Yeah, I can see it.
Well, but Bonny is never leaking 15 apart from the boss.
Apart from
He'll leak the
boss, yeah.
boss and nothing else, yeah.
Yeah, but if Basti leaks enough with their king health, it's not impossible to win there.
No, it's not. Ooh,
His send is
they're
working
both
though.
leaking though. Yeah, this might be it. No king ups.
Yeah, it actually.
That's a big leak, 100% on Colek. I didn't think he was so weak.
I just didn't expect Agonist to leak 2 creeps
Yeah,
and a
true.
4 eyes with his insane anti-13 setup.
Well, Colek's
True.
not bad either. He's got 2 Royal Guards, 2 Gates, a Harbinger. I mean, the Aqua's a dead value, but this is game over.
Defeat.
I didn't think the game was gonna end on 13, I'll be honest.
No, I mean,
thought-
I'm surprised by that. I wonder if there was some misplaced positioning, some bad splits or something that caused them to take so much damage there.
Yeah, Agonist split wasn't optimal. But the
Yeah.
thing is, with doubles on 13, you need time for them to ramp up the damage
Yeah,
because
true.
the Pierce Fierce Fortified is nothing. So he didn't have enough time here to ramp up his damage and lifesteal.
Yeah. One of his doppels died quite early on as well.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
see if he boosted his infiltrators, but what might have happened is if he boosted those infiltrators,
Yeah, he
The
did
doppelganger
boost,
walked in
so
front,
the double
yeah.
went in front, yeah.
so he needed those 4 infiltrators just as swift tanks to stand in front of the doppel
Yeah.
and give them time to ramp. I think that the
Exactly.
boost there is a mistake. But a very nice game from Bonny and Basti. So part 1 of the dream is complete. Now they just need to win one more game and then pray that Ithian and Haviland win their games.
Yep.
That sums it up.
That must feel like a bit of a rough one for Agonist and Colek because they got their king down pretty low, right? 35% on wave 10.
Yeah.
But then after that point, as soon as they've both clicked the sorcerer button, they're so strong. How do you lead them after that?
If
you
they
don't.
held this one, I think they had a pretty good shot, either
Yeah.
14 or 15, because their king, the enemy king, is low, so you don't need a huge league to break them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I was honestly surprised they didn't go for the king ups on 11. Bonny and Basti often, like, they used to play like this APS pyro shit when it was OP, and they always took a lot of king damage on 10, and then just went region upgrades for 11 and were just absolutely unbreakable and just chilled and won the game every time from there, even with like 10% king HP.
Yeah. And Basti at least, Basti was very weak on 14. So if
Yeah.
they'd managed to hold there, they for sure leak Basti. Bonny, I'm not sure. Probably though, because he was upgrading the death cap on 13 instead of the Hellraisers. So maybe, maybe you're right. Maybe there was a chance there if they'd been able to hold these sends. And they weren't huge sends, 320, 380. I think if they'd been able to stay alive there, they had a pretty decent chance on 14.
Yeah, I think it was a building error on Agonist's side mostly because he's the one you expect to hold his lane and the middle.
Yeah,
with
those two doppels. And if his first doppelganger hadn't suicided because of the boosted infiltrators, maybe he stands a chance.
Yeah.
He needed a higher split on the right, so most of the units go there. The doppels have time to ramp up damage and lifesteal on the left side. And when they go to the right side, they're pretty much unkillable.
Yeah. So, game 2. And it's still an important game because Bonny and Basti still need to win here to have a chance.
Yep. But honestly, even Sorcerer death caps, like, they should be super shit on 14, but they are not. That is the crazy part.
Yeah, just the sheer amount of damage they put out is huge. And with those Hellraisers in front of them as well, like, it's just not
fair. And the Rogue Wave.
Yeah, and the Rogue
Wave. It's just not fair.
With the Rogue Wave, they're probably doing positive damage, right? So the magic damage of the flowers doing 75% against arcane armor, but with the Rogue Wave buff and the Sorcerer buff, I think that pushes it into positive territory again.
Yes, it does.
Right, here we are, game 2. Very different already. There is no big aggressive spell.
Oh, look at this Agonist roll.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
Can I have that, please?
But does he know how to play it though? Like the flower mask combo, you need to know how to play. He re-rolled it.
He re-rolled it.
Oh no, Agonist.
I'm leaving. Boys, I'm sorry, I can't. This is like North America StarCraft, man. It's just holy crap. This does no.
Yeah, that was a very nice roll that he's thrown away there. I don't understand that. I think the issue is that he didn't know how to play it because the flowers and the masks, if you don't know the positioning and if you don't know when to upgrade the units on the right waves, because of the snowbally nature of the AoE roll, it can shoot yourself in the foot, right? You make one mistake, you fall behind, and there's just no coming back.
Yeah, that's true. But still, you have all the right units. You have the Rogue Waves, the Masks, you have the Disciple for 6. I don't know.
Yeah, it's gone now though. We'll forget about it. We'll move on. So he's going for the Mask start instead. Not the Mask, sorry, the Oathbreaker start, but staying on 4 workers.
Yeah, that's a bit clear.
He doesn't have anything to hold a GT on 2 though.
I think the Infiltrator works.
Does it? I don't think it does. I'm not sure.
Well, all you need it to do is tank for long enough for the Oathbreaker to do all the damage, and it's Swift Armor against Wave 2.
Maybe.
But
Maybe
actually,
you're right.
he doesn't have enough, because he re-rolled, so he would need to send for it.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Bonny has another OP roll just because he has atoms in his roll. So.
He does have an OP roll, yeah. Although, he's got the gate, but with no synergy for the gate. So there's no Steed, there's no White Mane, there's no Ocean Templar or Butcher or anything to go with it, right? So a fairly nice early roll, but I don't think his late game is that good.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm not really a big fan of Basti's role too. I can see so many weak waves already.
I mean, Basti always picks roles that I think are complete dog shit, and he makes it work, so I shouldn't comment on them.
Yeah. Although, from what I can see, Basti has no chance on 7. So if Agonist and Colek
Yeah.
decide to go for a 7, he's dead there. There's nothing he can do.
Ooh, Colek, 6 workers with Fire Wave after just 1 king up on 1. That's a ballsy move.
That's ballsy.
Oh yeah,
He needs to play risky though.
and he needs to send too. If you push that many workers, you have to keep sending. I mean, I wouldn't skip the income here for the Fiend.
Yeah, me neither.
So Bonny will leak to this brute. It won't be huge. It'll be around 30%. But I think Basti holds, right, against the Fiend because he's got the full consort.
Yeah, he does.
He does.
Oh, I think Bonny has some weird aggro. I don't think the middle item should tank this much. Not sure.
I think it looks about normal. It should still be a 30% leak.
Okay.
Oh, Basti is leaking though. Or maybe not.
No,
no.
Okay, so Basti holds, but I guess kind of the brute, maybe 1 creep will go through to king.
Yeah.
But Bonny
Potential kill.
might make the Dino in income now, which is pretty good for him.
I'm not sure if Colek holds it.
Yeah.
I mean, the
There's
Fire
the
Wave
Dino.
6 worker is pretty good on 4 actually. This is what King Dance used to do. He used to go Fire Wave and always push 6 workers because no one sends on 3. And then he was sort of fine on 4 with a small leak.
Yeah. So we see Colek throwing down the flower here. Now
What
that
do you
flower
think
is
about
going
this
to pull
flower?
the dino. I kind of like it. It's going to pull the dino and most of the wave over to the left. So I think it gives him a decent chance.
Yeah,
it
you
should
lose a lot of your damage on the wave, but... Well, actually only 2 went on the fire elemental, so it's not
Yeah.
that bad.
The flower is a couple of squares ahead of the fire elemental, so it's giving him good aggro.
I think he's just leaking the dino. No, he's leaking a bit more.
It kind of depends where these bounces go now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. That's
Shit
It's
bounces.
pretty bad.
it just
Shit
shows
bounces.
that's caster luck, right?
Yep. Yeah, this is my luck last game.
Yeah.
Before.
I mean, Colek could have quite easily held nearly all of that if his bounces had been a bit better for him.
Yeah.
Or if he just has like 1 chain fist more or something, and this goes back to him not sending for income on 3.
Yeah.
True.
And that's a lot of gold to lose out on so early. So 43 gold he lost there. That's a worker.
Yeah, and we have the classic Bonny and Basti duo strat of Basti just saving, and saving, and then going huge on 6 probably, or huge on 7. Just to give Bonny a better game.
Yeah, I think they're gonna go 6 to undercut them because Basti's weak on 7.
And
They might go 7.
something I really don't like here is this lizard. It was sent after income and it accomplishes nothing.
Yep.
Yeah, it only feeds.
Well, it sniped the Pilgrim. You can't say it's
Yeah.
nothing.
It's not the Pilgrim, but it's what does it achieve? It gives Basti 12 gold.
You know, you don't get to see many lizards sniping Pilgrim, so you have that.
True. Okay, true. But they
Moral
needed to send
victory.
7. Wave 7 is where Basti is weak, and you probably have a chance against Bonny there as well. But this 40 cent here just means there is 0 pressure against him. Plus Basti's
they just-
already saving,
yeah.
so sending a lizard there,
And
there's
now
just
the
no sense. to it.
Panic. Just the panic resend, and resend is coming now because Bonny and Basti are saving so long. And this just makes the waves longer and just kills them for 7. Unless
Yeah.
there's some bullshit aggro happening now and killing Bonny and Basti.
And
Well-
Agonist could have gone for one of the rogue elementals, but he went bazookas and full boost, so that's gonna bite him in the ass for the next wave.
Yeah. So Basti's going to have 200 to send here. What do you want to send against Agonist? A Mimic, maybe? Mimic and a Lizard?
Yeah, I always send Ogre on 7 if I can afford it. Like, I think it's the best send.
Oh, the Ogre's
Generally.
great. The Ogre's great. It's just maybe not the perfect thing against Agonist because of his build. It's good against the Oathbreakers, of course.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna destroy the infiltrators no matter if they're Swift or not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
true.
you see the Ogre now.
And even the Pro Leak here coming out from Bonny. So this...
Shit aggro is real though.
Yeah, standard wave 6 aggro look.
And Bonny is gonna send a Mimic, right? Yeah. There it is. Easy.
So Basti holds, and his Death Rattle should kill one of those 2 units there as well. And of course it goes on the one with full HP.
Caster's Curse, easy.
But these sends are enormous. Look at this. 180 from Bonny, 240 from Basti, and their value's not even that high. To have a chance of holding this, you want to be on like 850 value already. Well, Agonist has 750, and Colek's going to have, okay, 815, which is not bad, but nothing he has here is good on 7. Yeah, Disciple's not good.
Oh, yeah.
But what else can he do?
Firewave Aqua isn't too bad. He could just go Rogue Wave or something and then like another Aqua or something. That's way better.
I think this is probably just game over.
This might kill the king, but if it doesn't kill the king, the game is over nevertheless.
Yeah. Look how the Ogre smashed him.
Yeah, that Ogre's just tearing through his lines.
And it's
And the
super
Mimic
strong
is
on the
doing the
king.
same to Colek.
Yeah. And the thing about it is you need magic damage to kill it, but no one builds magic damage for 7, so...
Yeah.
You just can't kill it on 7, it's the best end.
So, probably not game, but so much gold going to Bonny and Basti. Like, they're in an unlosable position.
Not game, but game deciding here.
For sure. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, unless Bonny... This is unlosable, unless Bonny once again pushes like 5 workers into a no-send.
Look at the
Just
workers.
dies.
Look at the workers, man. You've got 24 workers on B squared versus 18 on 0 points.
This doesn't look good for them.
No, it really doesn't. And the gold advantage is huge.
Yeah. I guess you just go 10 now and just win there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have no chance of holding wave 10.
I mean, Colek could hold with like a Starcaller and another Yozora or something, but still.
But even if you look further in the game, say they hold 10, I just don't see those rolls scaling well in the late game.
No.
I don't think they have a chance.
I mean, Rogue Wave Death Cap combination can be pretty decent, but you just need to build for it from the start of the game, which you didn't do.
Yeah.
I think this came down to those panic sends, right? When they were just income sending on 4, income sending on 5, income sending on 6, and then they just allowed them to push workers while starving, and then send those enormous sends on wave 7.
Yeah.
They decided to
And
go for
Basti
9.
did yeah, 9 cents.
Oh, that's fine. It doesn't really matter.
I think it's one of those situations again when you know you have a huge lead and you just keep feeding on it, win the game safe.
Yeah.
It's the famous Artosa saying, if you are ahead, try to get more ahead instead of trying to, finish the game or when you need it. So. But they might just win it outright here, so
True.
they are not great.
They probably do, yeah. They're not bad on 9. Their builds are kind of decent here.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, the value just isn't there, right?
There's no
Yeah.
value and a big set, so yeah, this is it.
Well, looks like B squared is back in action.
Yep, they're close to the dream.
So they've
Yeah.
done their bit. Now they just need Ithian and Haviland to do their part as well.
Yes, and then they
Yeah.
need to win the tiebreaker. But yeah, if Bonny and Basti played like this for the whole of 5 weeks, they might have even won their group, or
Oh, for sure.
at least
yeah.
came second.
Yeah.
This was a really strong showing.
Yeah, their gameplay
Yeah,
in these two
especially in the
games
second
was
game.
spot on.
Yeah, second game was really good, but first game was also well played. I mean, Bonny knew he was, with his role, he was just gonna carry, so they just played it like
I think
that.
Bonny and Basti did make some mistakes on the first game.
Yes.
It was, for me, it was close. I don't know if Agonist built better and held the 13th end. I think it was a whole different game. But second game, Bonny and Basti played it perfectly.
You have to say
I
that
loved it.
Colek got quite unlucky with that wave 4 though. So if he'd leaked,
Yeah.
if his bounces were a little bit better, he leaks 30% instead of 80%, and that is
Yeah,
big.
true.
That's a big difference in the amount of gold he has, the amount of workers he can push. That was kind of game deciding already there on wave 4.
Yeah, but it also is a bit of a mistake from him to go 6 workers and not send for income.
Yes,
Yep.
true.
So he sort of set himself up for that sort of unlucky RNG to completely ruin his game.
Yeah, and then what he did after that was kind of panic, like, alright, I've leaked hard on wave 4, so now I need to send for income to catch up. So he sends that lizard against Basti on 5 for no reason. Like, he missed income to send that already, so it was kind of pointless. And then he sends again on 6, and then that pro leak by Bonny just gives them even more time. And the huge wave 7 send, there was just no coming back from that.
I don't know.
Yep. I have to say, well played from Bonny and Basti.
Yep, really well played.
Yeah, very good. That was a quick couple of games, actually.
Yep.
So things are really looking interesting in Group B, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
So what's the scenario now? If
I need Shadow. He's the mastermind of this sort of thing.
okay, let me take a look. So B square is at 5 points now. Team Zeropoints stays at 3, so they are out guaranteed. Team is at 4. Okay, so Fiesta needs to win because Bonny and Basti lost to Team. So Fiesta needs to win, and then Bonny and Basti make it into a tiebreaker with Ithian and Xarku. And
Yep.
in any other case, Team will advance, which is Roby and Archaicum.
So there's still 5 out of 6 teams that have a chance of qualifying from Group B.
Yes.
That's very good. Everything to play for in the final week.
Yes. That's amazing.
Excellent. And who do you guys face then? So you're the 3rd seed from Group A. Obviously, you couldn't quite make it to the 2nd seed. A better team took that spot. But who do you face from Group B in that case?
We will probably face Frenchie Spotted, I think. And as I said, I'd rather face Team, but such is life. I mean, if they 2-0, then we might still face them, I guess. Not sure how the tiebreak situation is. Yeah,
I'm inviting Bonny and Basti to come in for a quick winners interview.
sure.
Right, cool.
Okay, so Bonny says that he's going to come. I've given them the link and we'll bring them in a second.
Okay.
Hey, Bonny, well played.
Hello, Bonny. Well played, guys.
Oh, wait. I have you too loud, Penny and Julian, because of the cast. Thanks. Thanks, guys. Basti will join in a second. has to join the Discord first.
Brilliant. I just have to say, man, well played. Those were two very good games that you've just put out there.
Thanks a lot, man. We had good rolls. Like, we were really blessed this time.
Yeah, your roll in game one was disgusting. That was like, if you were asked to put together the perfect roll with the perfect spell, that was your game one.
Yeah, more or less. But it was really close, at least if you had a look at the king. I think Basti's there, by the way.
Yeah, but he's in the wrong channel.
Yeah, you have to move him. He can't join.
Hey, Basti, well played.
Hi.
Hey, Basti.
Hey.
Really nice games, man. We were saying
Yeah.
while we were casting, if you guys had been playing like that throughout the tournament, you would for sure be like leading the group, I think.
I really tried, but my mate was kind of bad.
Anything to say about that, Basti? You can't let that stand.
Basti played pretty good. I have to say, I was the one playing bad in the first weeks.
Yeah, these were two really solid games that you just put out there. I mean, the game that we've just seen, game two, man, that was spot on. The starve into the enormous wave 7 send. Even though it wasn't game over there, like the game was done. There was no way for them to come back from that.
Yeah, but to be fair, I think we just could lose first game. If they hold closely on wave 13, I think we would die on 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally
agreed.
agree with that. I think it was a building mistake on Agonist's part.
Yeah, I think Agonist boosted all of his infiltrators, so that's why his doppelganger got focused and died fast.
Yeah, the first doppelganger, the one on the right side, died very early. Yeah.
But that was also because of the split. I think he had
Of the split, he had to. He
interesting
needed a
split.
higher split there.
Yeah.
He needed a higher split and he needed to not boost his infiltrators because they were just a meat shield to stand in front of his doppelgangers. I think Colek could probably have built a bit better there as well. He had basically no split.
Yep, that's true as well.
Yeah, I overall dislike the choice of some players building some DPS in the split, like Colek did in both of the games, and that's one of the cases I think I was able to get him quite good in the early waves, because this is just backfiring as soon as you leaked once.
Yeah, exactly. And you guys probably would have been in trouble on 14 if they'd managed to hold there.
For sure, maybe even on 13 if they just full sent.
Nah, easy hold on 13.
Yeah, you guys
If
were
you say
solid
so.
on 13. You were solid. You had the sorcerer, death caps and masks and berserker. You were totally fine there.
I was really happy to see Mask and Sorcerer on top of Flowers in this role. I just was lacking a tank. Like, if I get one good tank on top, this would be like the ultimate role you can more or less play at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, well, you had the alpha male, right? You just didn't use it.
Yeah, there was no time.
But you didn't need it. Like that combo was just insane. And they did pretty well because they got you down to 35% on 10. But as soon as you both picked that sorcerer spell on 11, like your builds were crazy good after that.
I totally agree there. Actually, the plan at first was to go 12 against them hard, but we did not manage to get enough Mythium by then because Basti needed a 4A for sure, and I would have got mine anyway. But then we decided to 13 them, and we were just hoping that they either send on 12 or do anything else weird, and we can take the game on 13 then.
Yeah, well, it worked. It worked.
And now it's all depending on Isyon. Because they must win both games, and then we can... Are we qualified for the finals then, or...?
Yeah.
No, it's tiebreaker.
So we have to play one more.
Yeah, so your path to the finals is quite a long one, right? You needed to win 2-0 here, which you've done. Now you need Ithian and Haviland to win 2-0, which they might. And then you need to beat them in a tiebreaker.
No. We don't have to because we were beating them last.
Right,
week.
you won last.
So we have.
my
yeah,
bad.
so you have the advantage.
Exactly. So we only need them to win now, and then we're fine. And if they tie or do worse, we're out.
Well, they should just troll you then, right? because there's no point for them to 2-0 just so that you can get
Yeah.
through.
They already asked for a prize before.
Okay.
Did you name it?
A prize?
Yeah.
I told them the last bit of honor they have, they can just win and then say they lost against the Legion In-House League champions of Season 2.
That works. That works. This game 2, man. This game 2 was so one-sided. I think. Like as soon as Colek had that big leak on wave 4, which I think was a bit unlucky for him with some RNG bounces. But as soon as that
Yes,
happened,
pretty
they
sure.
were both just income sending into your save, and like once you're panicking like that, it's such a bad position to be in because you guys are able to push workers while saving, and then 260 and 200 Mythium on wave 7 is just too much for anyone to deal with.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask you guys, when did your plan to go on a huge send on 7 came up? Like after the leak on 4? When did you come up with it?
I think I said that I may go 7 after 3. And after the
Oh.
4th send, because I got a resend on 4, I said, okay, let's go 7.
Yeah, and then they
Because I
basically-
was sure I'm fine with the Pilgrim on 5, and I had the Yosora on 6. Yeah, so I was quite good on the next waves.
Yeah,
It
you
was
were
definitely
a little
the right
bit
play.
weak on 7 yourself,
Yeah,
Basti,
yeah, on
but
7, yeah.
after all those resends that you got, you were feeling pretty confident, so you
Yeah,
came up with a
right,
big
right,
save.
right.
So
And
how
even if
hard
they-
was it
easy.
to
Even
convince
if they would
Bonny?
save one
you
more
know?
round, I think our send would be so huge. So if I leak, I don't know, 6 creeps, it's still worth it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Oh, but how hard was it to convince Bonny not to send for 2 straight waves? Did you sort of disconnect his mouse or?
Yeah, but that's a good point because I'm normally a little bit more the more saving guy, and so Bonny can push a little bit more, and that's the reason why he's the MVP, not because he is the best player, the better player.
That's what he said.
I mean, that's what the game says as well. If I'm looking at this now, I see Agonist leaking 114% to Basti's sends, and Colek only leaking 60% to yours, Bonny.
Yeah, but
So-
I think that's just our team. I mean,
That's your
before
dynamic, right?
Yeah, before 2 seasons, we were, I think, really the second best duo after King and Ashton, and I think that's not because we are super good solo players, but I think we harmonize really good together, and we played hundreds of games or maybe thousands of games together.
Yeah. Obviously way too much. What you
I
mean.
definitely agree with that, though. Your team play together when you play like this is brilliant. It's really good to
Yeah,
watch.
if we play, I mean, at the start of the season we played, I don't know, 1 game a day or something like that, and I think that was what you saw on the first games, that we had a little problems with the meta and with the longer sends depending on the previous seasons, and that's why we lost some games.
Yeah, it's the same because you guys did really good performances in the last games. It's a shame if you don't qualify like this.
Yeah, this
There's
week
a
and
bit of
last
hope
week you
left.
really showed us all what you can do. Like they were both very good series, and you guys are a team to be feared for sure.
And we will show more if Etienne and Xarko are going home with a 2-0 later.
Well, fingers crossed, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
I think
You
you're
want
gonna
me
watch
to
that
beat
game,
them?
right, guys?
I'm not sure if I have time.
When
Really?
is this
I'm-
game? When is the
Uh,
game?
It's 8 p.m.
8 today. Okay. I think.
So I'm not even sure if I want to watch it because this is just
You'll be too tense.
absolutely like there's everything all on the line.
But it's still really strange that Isyan and Xarko are on the last place. I mean, they are really good. They are both on the top 10, I think.
Xarko not at the moment, but
I mean, if I read the bracket, I would say Adamus and Widdowson are first, then Itzion and Xaku is second, we are third, and then the rest comes. But yeah.
Yeah, it's true. I expected more for them as well.
Yeah,
It's a bit
same
weird.
here.
I had them as one of my favourites going into the tournament, as in to take the whole thing.
Yeah, especially with their special play style to take down teams by long starving them.
Yeah, but I didn't
either
really see
they-
them do that very much.
No,
Like, they've done it in.
They did it 50% of their games only, and the others they just try to play different. And the problem is that Xarhu is really famous for his starving game, and I think if he's now forced to play different, he might struggle.
Yeah, they did it in week 1. They did it against the French team when they took their win on Wave 7.
Yeah.
But then, like you say, they tried to play just normal games on a lot of other ones, and their strength really lies in those Gambit games.
Yeah, exactly. That, for example, that was the same. Like last week, we played them, and they really tried to play a normal game out of it, and we just turned.
Not in the first game. Not in the first game. They had the long save to
Oh, they went to
7, but we
exactly.
we undercut them on 6.
Yeah, we really wanted to beat them with their own weapons because we knew they were gonna long save.
Yeah, the undercut was brilliant last week. That was very, very good.
Yeah, Basti made a clever call. I actually wanted to send 7, but Basti was like, okay, double brute on 6, where the focus is 100% RNG at the moment.
Yeah,
Let's
it feels
just
like
go for
that
it.
6 is the new 7.
Yeah, you're right.
So if you make a long save, it's so hard to hold 2 brutes and I don't know, dragon turtle or something like that. Even with berserker and a violet, it's just
Too
the
much.
wave feels so strong.
Yeah, yeah. Well, now we see who the real carry is on B squared. The brains and the breaker is Basti.
Nah.
Wait, what?
But
Yeah, he had a better performance than I did this season so far.
But to be honest, Bonny makes kinda, I would say 90% of the late game calls. Yeah, so he has a way better feeling about late games, and I also ask him sometimes what I should build a little bit to adjust a little bit. Yeah, I would say he is way more experienced than me.
Oh, that's fair. That's why you guys are a good team together.
Yeah, when Bonny doesn't push workers into no send and then calls. You know, there may have been no send last wave, and I may have pushed. Then he's really good in the late game.
That happened twice only so far, so all fine. At least twice with you. As a duo in Discord.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, thank you for coming on, guys. It's been
Yeah, thanks a
good
lot
to have a
for
nice
asking.
post-game chat and really well played. And I do hope that you guys make it through to the finals because I think
Thanks a lot.
you'll be a good team
Well played,
to
guys.
play against.
Who's casting
Okay.
later?
I think it's Shadow. I don't know if he has a second. So maybe if you're free,
Alright.
you could reach out to him.
I don't have time later, sadly, so I might have only time to watch, even if I can do that.
Fair enough. Right, I'm going to wrap up the stream now. But yeah, really nice series. And thank you
Thanks,
again
man.
to Julian and Magic for casting with me. It makes a big difference.
Yeah,
It was.
casting is really on point every time. It's really good, really good.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
So bye then.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
alright.
hungry. Ciao.
See you guys.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Looking forward to see you in the finals.
Yeah, I hope so.
See you there.
Looking
Can really
at
need a
it.
free win.